Hello, this is Catherine from Accelerated Reader, reading books for you. Today I will be reading A Very Festive Season, a book from the Henry and Kathleen series of children's books by Taryn Jahme. Before I begin reading, I would like to give a big thanks to the author for sending me this book to read on my channel. In the description below, I've included links where you may find and purchase this book. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The snow had been falling all night long. All the window sills were piled high with glistening white snowflakes. Frost stuck to the windows. It looked like the house had been sprinkled with fairy dust, glistening in the bright morning sunlight. Mum gently woke up Henry and Kathleen early this particular morning to look outside and see the most amazing surprise. They opened their sleepy eyes and Mum said quietly, "Look out the window." Kathleen and Henry, as they did, a robin flew down from the top of the tree outside Henry's bedroom window and landed onto the window sill. He pecked at some crumbs which Mum had sprinkled for the birds so that the children could watch. The robin hopped along. He had the most wonderful red-colored breast. Just then, another 3 robins flew down to peck on the tasty crumbs. Henry and Kathleen smiled and whispered to each other how beautiful they were. Mum stood behind them, smiling, encouraging Henry and Kathleen to stay extra still so that the robins would not fly away. There must have been a whole family of them living in the tree outside Henry's room. After a while watching the birds, Kathleen and Henry walked quickly down the stairs, singing at the top of their voices, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey! Ha, ha, ha. After Kathleen and Henry had finished eating a delicious porridge that Mum cooked for breakfast, they changed out of their cozy pajamas and went in search of their sleighs. The children managed to find them hiding behind Daddy's big brown boxes. Some of the boxes, which held all of Daddy's equipment for flying his red arrows, needed to be emptied. By this time, they were both very excited to venture out into the frosty snow that had settled all over their garden. Next to the back door were their waterproof wellies. In a hurry, they both slipped them on their feet and sunk almost knee-high into the snow on the wooden decking. They breathed in the cold air and breathed out the warmness of their frosty breaths. "Pull, Kathleen, pull! Keep on pulling!" Henry said with a strained look on his face. After all, these sleighs were made of very heavy wood and had been passed down from when Mum and Dad themselves were still very small. Finally, they both managed to climb to the top of the hill in their garden, which led down to the white picket fence they were just about to sledge towards. "Jump on the back of my sledge first, Kathleen. I'll look after you." "Okay. Do be careful, Henry. Don't go too fast with me on the back, okay?" And off they whizzed down the hill, sliding faster and faster until the sledge finally ran out of drive and came to a halt. The fence was still a long way away, and Mum and Dad always told them never to go too fast or they could hurt themselves. They both looked at each other and laughed with joy. Ha ha ha! Henry, you're an excellent driver, I must say, laughed Kathleen. Just then it started to snow again. Snowflakes gently fell from the sky, landing on the children's noses and eyelashes. They pulled again at the rope, pulling the sledge back up the hill. After several more goes sledging downhill, Kathleen and Henry knew it was time to go indoors. Mum would be worrying because it was getting far too cold by this time, with the temperature dropping to almost freezing point. Just as they were going back through the back door, Mum saw them coming. She was relieved not having to call them in herself. It was so good that they were thinking for themselves. Well done, children. You knew it was getting cold, and you had been out there for too long already. I'm very pleased that you decided to come indoors. Sure, Mum, said Kathleen. You know we're old enough now to understand the rules. No staying outdoors if it starts getting too cold, too windy, or too snowy. It looks as though we may even have another snowstorm coming our way again, she said, shivering and speaking at the same time. They both took off their jackets, gloves, and scarves, folded them up neatly to put them back into the box by the door, and went to go and have the nice steaming warm bath Mum had run for them while they were outside. Oh, Mummy, you're the best. Kathleen had her bath first, while Henry waited for her, warming up next to the burning fireplace in the living room. Henry was next and could not wait to jump in and get the hot bath water warming his skin. It was Christmas Eve, and time was ticking on that very special evening. Henry and Kathleen pulled out their puzzles from inside their drawers and played many fun games, keeping themselves occupied before going to bed. Dressed in their warm, cuddly clothes and sheep's wool slippers. So warm and toasty! They both felt relaxed by the fireplace, sipping on hot chocolate Mum had specially made for them. Here you go, you two. Have some marshmallows to toast over the fire. Mum handed Kathleen and Henry some marshmallows and special toasting forks, long enough to reach the flames without them burning themselves on the hot ashes. During the day, they had helped Mum prepare the food for Christmas Day. Kathleen iced the Christmas cake. Henry chopped the vegetables and peeled the potatoes, which were waiting to be cooked in goose fat. Everyone except for Dad was doing something in the house. Dad was busy at work doing one last practice session in his Royal Air Force Red Arrow jet plane. Everyone missed Dad when he was not around. They missed his laughter and teasing ways. The three of them all had fun listening to fun Christmas songs and carols, laughing and joking and dancing to the music Mum had chosen specially for the occasion. Kathleen handed round the chocolates, sharing with everyone. She enjoyed being able to give. Giving is a very special thing to do for the people you love most, Daddy would always say. How beautiful and shiny the Christmas tree looked, with its fairy lights winding around its deep green-colored pine needle branches. It was lit up with fairy lights, and all the glass and glittery decorations shimmered so brightly. Everyone in the family loved this time of year. Mum and Dad had decided that all they wanted was a white Christmas this year, with just Kathleen and Henry. And that is exactly what they got with all the snow outside. As it was getting closer to bedtime, Mum, Kathleen, Henry, and Dad all hung up their stockings above the large white marble fireplace in the living room. A fire roared and gave off a powerful heat in the room, so nice and toasty. They all sat around the fire with long metal tongs, toasting their marshmallows, watching them melt, sizzle, and crackle, slowly, and tasting them with sheer delight, licking their lips decadently. Yummy! So delicious! Said Henry, eating his marshmallow slowly. Kathleen had finished hers super fast already. She was all ready to climb into bed. Her excitement for Christmas Day had grown and grown as the evening went on. Sleep tight, everyone. See you in the morning bright and early. Father Christmas will be here soon. Henry, so best we put out some biscuits for him, a drink and a carrot for his reindeer. Oh, yes, Mum said. I almost forgot. What a good idea. Well, that is very important, you two. You don't want Father Christmas losing any energy, having to deliver all those gifts around London to all the good little children now, do you? Dad said, looking sleepy-eyed after a long day at work. Kathleen and Henry went to the kitchen to find Father Christmas the best of Mum's Harrod's biscuits she had hidden away so cleverly and so high up at the top of the pantry. Kathleen found an organic carrot for Rudolph, Father Christmas's red-nosed reindeer. They filled a bowl of water for him and placed it on the floor near to the fireplace, just in case Rudolph was thirsty. Henry poured Father Christmas a very large glass of cold milk, then placed it all on a tray for him, and just as an extra special treat, Kathleen and Henry allowed Father Christmas to have the last chocolate bar they had left over, sitting there all on its own in their sweetie tin. There you go, Father Christmas, Kathleen said with a big smile on her face. Now, children, do keep the milk away from the fireplace, as I'm sure Father Christmas won't want sour milk for his snack. Off to bed now. Get a wiggle on, you two. It's very late, said Mum, smiling and giving the children big kisses and hugs. They hurried off to brush their teeth, floss, and gargle well with mouthwash. Their eyes were half closed as they walked to bed. Dad kissed them both good night. We love you both very much. It's Christmas Day tomorrow, so go to sleep. And no monkeying around, please, you two, he said in his deep, rumbling voice. Kathleen and Henry could hardly monkey around, being so very tired, and they soon closed their eyes and fell fast asleep. Dad went to turn out the lights. Zzz, snore, zzz. Kathleen and Henry had already fallen asleep. That night was very special, as Mum and Dad closed their eyes and slept soundly. The brightest light gleamed so brightly through all of their bedroom curtains. Snowflakes fell softly through the sky and were lit up with bright colors of red, yellow, white, and green. From a faraway distance, a dazzling bright light started coming closer and closer to the house, like a star bursting from out of the night sky. Sparkling in the shadows of the night was a brightly colored red sleigh, which became brighter and brighter as it glided through the air. Gold-colored reins jingled as the sleigh came closer and closer. Loud laughs of joy could be heard from a distance. Ha ha ha! Here we go! Heave! Ho! Shouted the loud voice, laughing through the sky. Ding, 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 ting! Went a loud bell, as the man dressed in red shook a golden shimmering bell so loudly that his reindeer had such sore ears from the sound that it had to wear big white earmuffs. The reindeer's nose was so cold it shone bright red from frostbite as he led the sleigh through the bright snowflaked night sky. This reindeer was a very magical reindeer, and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was his name. Ho, ho, ho! And who was that? Father Christmas! Oh, what a glorious night to be flying through the sky, snowflakes falling on my whiskers. Yummy, tasty snowflakes tickling my nose. Ho, ho, ho! And off we go! Ha, ha, ha! Father Christmas laughed a deep laugh. He was a large man dressed in his brightly colored red trousers and a bright red coat. Lots of white, fluffy buttons kept his coat together to keep him warm, and, of course, he wore the largest black boots one had ever seen. What big feet he had! His hat was also red with white fluff, keeping his head warm from the cold wintry wind blowing the sleigh left and right as it drifted closer to the house. Off we go, Rudolph! It is time to visit Kathleen and Henry. Father Christmas shook the reins once more to hurry Rudolph along, and whoosh! Down, down they flew, soaring through the night sky, snowflakes melting on their noses. Down, down, down they went. Brighter and brighter the sky glowed, lighting up all of the rooftops in London. Magical waves shone so brightly, and sparkling fires shot from the back of Rudolph and Father Christmas's sleigh, making them go faster still. The sleigh eventually landed with a loud, thudding skid along the tiled roof of Kathleen and Henry's house. Not the best of landings, Rudolph, you silly, shiny, raspberry-nosed donkey. Ha, 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 laughed Father Christmas. It's not nice to call me names, you big, old, galumping human. Look how you weigh me down with your big old boots in the back there. Ha, 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 Rudolph and Father Christmas laughed so loudly at their silly talk that Henry and Kathleen suddenly awoke to the sound of their laughter. Shh, Henry said quietly, all sleepy-eyed. I can hear something, Kathleen. What is it, do you think, Henry? There it is again. Can you hear the laughing above us? Come, Kathleen, I think we both know where that sound is coming from. Come quickly. Both of them slowly tiptoed to the living room, trying not to wake up Mom and Dad. Henry bumped into the wall by mistake, walking in the dark. They both hid behind the sofa in the living room to spy on where the noise was coming from. All the Christmas tree lights were shining brightly in the darkness. In the peaceful silence, only the sound of shuffling could be heard coming from the fireplace. Then there was a cough, and suddenly there they were, big black boots emerging from out of the chimney, dust and cobwebs scattering to the floor as the big boots inched closer to the ground. They were the largest boots Henry and Kathleen had ever seen. They could not believe what they were seeing. There before them, Father Christmas landed with a big bunk onto the rug next to the fireplace. Ho, ho, ho! Ha, ha, ha! He laughed. Then he got up and dusted himself off before whispering loudly up the chimney, telling Rudolph to send down the presents in the black sack, which was sorted especially for Kathleen, Henry, Mum, and Dad. Father Christmas pulled out all sorts of toys, bits and pieces from his bulging pockets, and he quickly put them inside the stockings hanging above the fireplace. With a loud thud, the black sack magically landed under the family's sparkling Christmas tree, and dust flew everywhere. Thank you, Rudolph. Father Christmas took all of the little presents out of the sack first, and then pulled out the very large ones last of all. Henry and Kathleen's eyes grew bigger and bigger, seeing all of these wonderfully colorful and beautifully wrapped presents being pulled out the sack by Father Christmas. Oh my, look at that delicious snack, especially prepared for me after my long, cold, frosty journey here tonight. Thank you, Kathleen and Henry. I know you are hiding behind the sofa. You may come out now, Father Christmas said with a big smile on his face. No children can ever hide from me, you know. I always know what you are up to. Ha, ha, ha. He laughed so loudly this time that Kathleen and Henry looked at each other, worried that Mum and Dad would wake up. They could not understand how Father Christmas had known they were there all the time, and they looked at him with shocked, sleepy faces. Slowly, they both crawled on their hands and knees from behind the sofa. Father Christmas looked at them both with his kind face and the longest white beard they had ever seen. His beard was as white as the snow falling on the windowsills outside. Children, come and sit on my knees. I have two of them, look. Ha ha, don't be afraid. You both know that it is time for us to play a magic game. Oh, Father Christmas, we would love to come and sit on your lap, one knee for each of us. Thank you so very much, Kathleen said. Henry walked over to Father Christmas first. Father Christmas held his hands out to help them both onto his lap. Okay, Kathleen and Henry, close your eyes and let's count to 10 together. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoosh! They both opened their eyes and were flying on Father Christmas's sleigh. Rudolph was pulling them along at top speed, speeding through the sky. They flew so fast, with Rudolph's bells around his neck, jingling all the way. Woo-hoo! They cried. Off they flew. It was so magical, gliding through the sky with Father Christmas on his sleigh. Rudolph's bells jingled loudly as he went faster and faster. Now, children, we will need to deliver a lot of presents tonight. These presents left over are not for all children. These presents are for children who have no mums or dads like you. They are extra special children, and they need your love and time to do this. Now, are you ready? Yes, we are! Henry and Kathleen shouted at the tops of their voices. Let's go then, Father Christmas said in his deep, loud voice. Ho, 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 and off we go. Hold on, Henry and Kathleen. Hold on tightly. Rudolph is about to become the fastest reindeer in the universe. Henry and Kathleen laughed and held onto Father Christmas tightly, hugging his big tummy and gripping onto his wide black belt. One by one, as they passed by the houses, Father Christmas magically threw the presents down the chimneys, whizzing and weaving in and out of the houses. The presents all landed safely and in good condition. At some of the houses without chimneys, the presents landed on the front doorsteps. Magical sparkles flew up as they hit the ground, making chiming noises which tinkled through the air. Past Harrods they flew. Wow, what an amazing sight it was, with all the Christmas lights lit up along Oxford Street. Faster they flew. There were the most dazzling lights all along the street. Father Christmas instructed Rudolph to pull the sleigh along the snow as it whizzed past all of the shops with their beautifully crafted window displays. This is the best Christmas I have ever had, Kathleen said, laughing. You see, children, it is very important to be giving and kind to people who have less than you in life. Giving is a very kind thing to do. Not everyone has what you have. You are very lucky to have a home with a mom and dad who can give you many wonderful things while you are growing up. Now, just remember that giving is a wonderful form of sharing. Not only that, you must remember that when someone gives you something, always be grateful and know how good they feel giving a wonderful and thoughtful gift to you, whatever it may be. It is, of course, just as important to accept the generosity of others, which makes them feel so special too. Merry Christmas, children! Ho! Ho, 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 ho! Off back home we go. Please, Rudolph, let us sing our Jingle Bell song. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey! Ha, ha, ha. Everyone, including Rudolph, laughed loudly as they flew through the night sky, back to the bedroom where they jumped into their beds. Good night, my sleepy-eyed angels. You sleep well tonight. What a wonderful night it was, and such helpful little elves you were, with that big sack load of presents to deliver to all of those wonderful children. I would like to thank you so, so much. At least Rudolph can get his big carrot as a treat now, and relax back in winter wonderland, said Father Christmas. Father Christmas blew some magical elf dust into the children's eyes to make them sleepy, and fell magically asleep in their beds. Soundly they slept through the rest of the night. Father Christmas and Rudolph flew off very quickly to finish their journey around London, delivering Christmas gifts. Soon they were flying higher and higher, and eventually they landed back in Winter Wonderland to start getting ready for their next big Christmas delivery for the year ahead. All the elves were so busy at work sorting out all their presents, but only for the very good little children, of course. It was finally Christmas Day. Mom and Dad woke Henry and Kathleen. There at the bottom of their beds were stockings packed so tightly with toys and treats of all kinds. And in the living room, there beneath the Christmas tree, lay all of the presents that Father Christmas delivered that very night. Oh, Mom and Dad, you will never believe what happened to us last night. We went on the sleigh with Father Christmas. Rudolph even pulled us through the snowy night sky. We had so much fun, Mom and Dad. We really did, said Henry and Kathleen, so excited. We know. We saw you both flying so high up in the night sky, Mom and Dad said with big smiles on their faces. You are very lucky that Father Christmas is an extremely good friend of ours and offered to take you for a ride in his sleigh with Rudolph. Daddy winked at Kathleen and Henry and laughed at how wonderful their story was. Mom started preparing their early morning special Christmas breakfast, and Daddy got ready to hand out all of the wonderful presents from beneath the gleaming Christmas tree. Christmas carols were sung and heard from the children on the street outside. They played and had snowball fights, and sleighs jingled as they slid past the house. Families laughed with joy as they skated over the frozen lake nearby. Everybody dressed toasty and warm. Kathleen and Henry would never forget the important words Father Christmas had spoken to them about being giving and generous to others. They were the most important words they had learned in a long time. Merry Christmas, everyone. The end. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. In the description below, I've included links where you may find and purchase this book.